So Following in Reverse finally dropped their Popular Monster album. There's I think 4, maybe 5 songs that haven't been released yet, but there's a video that dropped basically with the album called Prequel that I want to get into today. I feel like each video has been stepping up with the CGI. Each video has been stepping up with kind of like how epic it is song wise, in terms of like how crazy and like over the top the songs are. That's also been increased. I think All My Life is kind of its own entity, but Ronald was, I think, a really intense and crazy song and a crazy video. I don't think it was better than Watch the World Burn in terms of like song quality, but I think it was crazy. It was a crazy experience, right? So I think the experience for these videos and these songs have been kind of increasing. So I'm like excited to see what he's gonna do with this. But anyways, this Following in Reverse Prequel, I'm excited. Let's get into it right now. All right, here we go. Already with the crazy CGI.
Dear diary, I've been searching for a higher me. I'm in the sky in the pilot seat, trying to stop my mind from spiraling, and that's irony. I'm just looking for a resolution. I just wanna be a better human, but it's hard when everybody's acting stupid. Pardon me if that came off rude. I just have a bad attitude with the world and not just with you. It's the side effects of abuse. I admit I'm a little strange. I don't think that I'll ever change. I survived a whole life of pain. You could say I escaped my fate. I'm a cynical.
Hey. Bro, Ronnie with the bars. That escape the fate line is hilarious. I'm sure you guys know, but in case you don't, he used to be in a band called Escape the Fate. And then he went through kind of the gist of it is he went through kind of his addiction problems and getting arrested and stuff. And they dropped him from the band. He said no hard feelings, and I think they're still cool, but hilarious, man. I want to talk about Wild, because I just vented on my Discord about how, well, I'll let him say it and then I'll talk about it.
In the pilot seat, trying to stop my mind from spiraling, and that's irony. I'm just looking for a resolution. I just want to be a better human, but it's hard when everybody's acting stupid.
I just want to be a better human, but it's hard when everybody's acting stupid. I'm in therapy, right? I'm trying to be a better person for my wife, for my kids, and all of that jazz, and for myself. That's really what you should do it for. But they were the driving force to that. But I really have an issue with like wanting to better myself when I feel like the world is going crazy, right? It's politics season right now, and there's everybody on either side that are so polar on their viewpoints of everything that like there's no logic involved. There really isn't. Like everybody wants everything to be one way or another, and life is so full of gray area that you can't live in that scope of things where you really do believe that everything's one way or another. It's just not how it works. That's getting to me where it's like, what am I doing this for if it's just going to be all for naught and it's just going to allow me to be tortured more, right? Yeah, man, I resonate on that on another level.
I'm in the sky in the pilot seat, trying to stop my mind from spiraling, and that's irony. I'm just looking for a resolution. I just want to be a better human, but it's hard when everybody's acting stupid. Pardon me if that came off rude. I just have a bad attitude with the world and not just with you. It's the side effects of abuse. I admit I'm a little strange. I don't think that I'll ever change. I survived a whole life of pain. You could say I escaped my fate. I'm a cynical, egotistical, unpredictable, hardened criminal, and I could be a little hypocritical, but I'll admit it straight to your face. I'm unbreakable, irreplaceable, undeniably inspirational. I use everything I had available to make me the person I am today.
It's just a constant build up, this song. I want to talk about, I'm going to pull up the lyrics real quick because it's just easier. My brain's small. I can't think that far ahead. All right. Yeah. So he said, I just want to be a better human, but it's hard when everybody's acting stupid. We talked about that. Pardon me if that came off rude. I just have a bad attitude with the world and not just with you. It's side effects of abuse. You know, for a long time, I was one of those people that was default aggressive and like I hated the world. And my saying was like 80% of the world is stupid and the rest are just what was it? 80% of the world is stupid and the rest just think they're smart. Like that was my saying for the longest time. And that used to be how I feel. I don't feel that way anymore. But for a long time, I did live like that. I survived a whole life of pain. You could say I escaped my fate. I'm cynical, egotistical, unpredictable, hardened criminal. So I'm not a criminal, but we know what Ronnie, Ronnie's kind of redeemed himself in that way. Cynical, egotistical, unpredictable. I do feel like I rely on being confident as a way to like hide some of my insecurities. I think a lot of do that. I'm unbreakable, irreplaceable, undeniably inspirational. I use everything I had available to make the person I am today. I think that's inspirational, man. Like literally, he said that, but to think like everything that you've gone through, good and bad, has led you to this point to be who you are, and you should embrace that, right? Like take all of the good and the bad, and it makes who you are today. And if you are happy, even a little bit with who you are today, then I think everything was all for a good reason, right? I think that's really, really important, right? All right, let's get back into...
Dear diary, I just had another wild dream. I was in a world that admired me, and when I woke up I was smiling, and that's irony. You talk a lot but you don't even know me. I'm just hoping that my testimony will inspire y'all to stop acting phony. Pardon me if that came off weird. I don't mean to be mean, I swear. I have been through a lot this year. I just want to make a few things clear. I don't like it when people hate behind my back and not to my face. Nowadays it just feels so fake, so I'll cut the grass to expose the snakes. I'm unstoppable, it's impossible. You don't want to see the diabolical side of me that never stops is volatile, so I suggest you stay in your lane. I'm unapologetic, you know where it's headed. I will never ever let up off the pedal. I got the spirit of every warrior in me. Ever back the fuck up, get out my face. You enslaved the labor and you praise the fascists. You kiss the hand that takes half in taxes, faking outrage and being seen. A generation with no self-esteem. It's time to rise up and stand against them. Break the chains and finally see the vision. We're post-traumatic from a broken system. Follow me into the chaos engine. It's time to stand, it's time to fight. Don't be afraid to twist the knife. Your sacrifice to break the curse. Prepare to die, prepare to burn. Abandon hope, it's not enough, cause all our gods abandon us. Your sacrifice to break the curse. Light the match, watch it burn.
Bro, his voice, man.
From the start, when everything falls
The visuals are nuts. There's the suit. This like little superhero, or I guess anti-hero arc that Ronnie's been taking us through all these videos are like ridiculous. A lot of the shit he said in these last two verses, man, is honestly wild to me, because this is stuff that I've been thinking about lately and have been really getting to me. So I want to talk about that, but I want to talk about the music real fast at the end here, and then we'll get into kind of the meaning of everything.
It's not enough, cause all our gods abandon us. Your sacrifice to break the curse.
We have the string section, right, adding to this buildup. I think that's been common pretty much in most of their songs so far with the buildups. This is a very much an epic, like, I don't want to say rock ballad, because it's not necessarily a ballad, but like it's very much more an emotional piece than a lot of the other ones that just like blew your face off, right?
Like the match, watch it burn.
High vocals are wild. And I think the symbolism here too, right? Ronnie has a lot of people that don't like him, and we know this. I believe I just saw he's like suing. I forget the dude's name. It doesn't even matter, because for defamation. I have thoughts on that, but I'm not going to get into it right now. There's a lot of Ronnie haters out there because of his past and his stuff, and they, you know, metaphorically crucify him. And I think that's what this whole visual is, right? He has his massive amounts of supporters. Where are we at here, right? These are all his supporters. Now he's acting like they're a bit of a cult, which I kind of think is funny because it's kind of playing into the whole like narrative that people are sheep or whatever, and they'll basically listen to anything or follow anybody, and that he's one of those bad people that will manipulate others, right? He's playing into that the haters are saying, which I think is hilarious. But this whole thing right here where he's talking about like basically fighting the system, fighting back, speaking up, right? Not just following, important. And I think that's why he has fans, is because he goes against the grain. He doesn't allow people to tell him what to do.
Snakes, I'm unstoppable, it's impossible. You don't want to see the diabolical side of me that never stops is volatile. So I suggest you stay in your lane. I'm unapologetic, you know where it's headed. I will never ever let up off the pedal. I got the spirit of every warrior in me. Ever back the fuck up, get out my face.
I was in a world that admired me. When I woke up, I was smiling, and that's irony. You talk a lot, but you don't even know me, right? So this is what we're talking about. I'm just hoping that my testimony will inspire y'all to stop acting phony. Pardon me if that came off weird. I don't mean to be mean, I swear. I just want to make a few things clear. I don't like when people hate behind my back and not to my face. Nowadays, it just feels so fake. So I'll cut the grass to expose the snakes. I'm unstoppable. It's impossible. Yeah, man. I mean, like, he's been very clear about, like, don't talk shit behind my back. And don't talk shit about me without knowing me, right? There's people can write all these pieces on Ronnie or anybody. It doesn't matter what the celebrity is or who the person is. Until you get to know somebody, I think you shouldn't really pass judgment. Now, there's exceptions to every rule, okay? But I really do think, like, if you've watched interviews with Ronnie, if you've seen him speak on his streams, seen him in interviews, he's an all-around good dude, right? I'm not one of those people that lets politics be my personality and like trigger me in any way, right? I can disagree with some of Ronnie's politics and agree with some of them. That has no bearing on the person he is, right? In my opinion. So, but yeah, I mean, like, he wants people to stop being hypocritical, to stop talking shit behind the back. Have a conversation with people. Like, if you don't like somebody, you can let them know in a healthy and respectful way, right? And be like, yeah, I'm not a fan of your music, but I see what you're doing and I respect it, right? Like, that's fine. Let's go to the next.
The labor and you praise the fascists. You kiss the hand that takes half in taxes. Faking outrage and being seen. A generation with no self-esteem. It's time to rise up and stand against them. Break the chains and finally see the vision. We're post-traumatic from a broken system. Follow me into the chaos engine. It's time to stand. It's time to fight. Don't be afraid to twist the knife. Your sacrifice to break the curse. Prepare to die. Prepare to burn. Abandon hope. It's not enough. Cause all our gods abandon.
We have this buildup of almost the synth in the background, right? It's building up, and he's getting more intense with his vocals.
Sacrifice to break the curse, light the match, watch it burn.
We have now the drops. Everything's more intense, everything's louder, his vocals are louder, there's more vocal backing, right? But well, I really like this verse. It's like literally what I just said in my Discord like 10 minutes ago. It's crazy. He said, you're a slave to labor and you praise the fascists. You kiss the hand that take half the taxes. Again, everybody's so into politics and like it's right is the problem. The left is the problem. They're both the problem, bro. Politics, government in general is the problem. Why are we trying to like praise these people who are, they don't worry about us. They worry about the green. That's all they worry about. Faking outrage and being seen, a generation with no self-esteem. Faking outrage part of it, yes. Everybody has an issue with something and they want to go public about it so they can be seen, so they can be heard. The generation with no self-esteem, I think he's mentioned it because of like post-traumatic or post-traumatic trauma from like a broken system that we live in, right? Economy sucks. Society sucks. Politics suck. Like I personally believe we're in a pretty bad spot right now. Obviously, people who have a privileged life are going to disagree. I mean, hell, I'm pretty privileged and I still believe this, but yeah, man, I mean, this resonates with me on a whole nother level for sure. You know, because all our gods abandon us. Like I told you guys why I've become agnostic in the last decade or so. But yeah, don't be afraid to twist. Don't be afraid to twist a knife, right? Like, try to fight back. Like, create your own path. Don't follow the norm. Yeah, man, I think this resonates on a lot of levels. And like I said, Ronnie likes to go against the grain. He likes to induce like thought-provoking. He says a lot of stuff that makes you think about where we're at as a society and what's wrong with it. And just don't accept it. Try to figure out why and try to figure out how to make it better, you know? All right, let's continue to watch the rest of this. All the people crucifying and the other people are like his disciples, right? His fan base. This visual right here is wild, bro. This is a comic book. My interpretation of this, honestly, we have the light and the dark. We've talked about this so many times. The light, right, pulling him up, the dark trying to pull him down. This is the battle within oneself. This is the battle with his demons. We have, the doubt in ourselves, but we also have like his drug addiction, and just the bad things that he's done, trying to pull him back into a dark place. And then we have his retribution, his becoming a better person, being sober, all of these things pulling him, trying to pull him up and lift him up. And who wins in the end? So much vocal shit going on. We have him singing his vocals, his backup vocals, and like the operatic vocals in the background. The strings. There's the suit. I honestly think the ending there where like he kind of implodes and everything, the light pulling him up, the dark pulling him down is like a breaking point. And now he's kind of gone rogue, right? And he's in his own world. We see the suit that he has in Watch the World Burn. So like, obviously it's called Prequel. I think it would be interesting to, maybe I'm gonna do a live stream for that. I think that might be fun. Of going through these videos in order and kind of seeing how the story progresses, right? I think this was a lot of a battle within himself, with people doubting him, but still having fans, right? He starts to become this better person, or trying to become a better person. But to do that, you kind of have to fight your demons, and that's him going into Watch the World Burn. It's gonna get worse before it gets better. Really interesting, man. Like I said, these Falling in Reverse videos have been amazing. I think, who gives them the budget for this shit, man? Like, whoever's doing the graphics for this needs to step it up and do movies, man. I think if Ronnie did a rock opera, I'd probably watch it. And I'm not even a fan of musicals, to be honest. I'm gonna go through and listen to the other unreleased songs. I heard some good things. It's number 2 on the rock charts or something like that, or just on the album charts, but only second to my boy Posty, which is a country album, which is sad news. But anyways, that was awesome. I appreciate that. Let me know in the comments if you guys would be interested in me doing like a live stream where we go through the whole album together, watch the videos that are videos, and then you just listen to the songs that are songs, but do it in order and kind of talk about the story that goes through. I think it'll be really interesting. So let me know in the comments if you think it would be awesome to do that, because I don't think I've heard all of the songs on this album yet. So anyways, really interesting, really cool. I appreciate the love and support. Check out my Patreon, lots of cool stuff on there. My high-rend deep dive finally released, and at the end I do attempt to do the high-rend guitar intro for that song. It's really interesting. It's a breakdown of chord progression, talks about almost note for note what each note's doing, how it leads to the next thing, and kind of the intent of the whole song. It's really fun. It was really fun to do. So if you want to check that out on my Patreon, that is up on my Patreon now. I do appreciate the love and support, and please do remember that good vibes are contagious.